So hello everyone and a very warm welcome to WsCube Tech. My name is Ayushi Jain, and as I said, in this module we will be discussing about conditional statements thoroughly. Before that, if you want to become a successful data analyst and if you want to learn from our experts live, then you can call on the number given on the screen or you can fill the form below provided in our description. Not just that, with our every batch you will be getting 2 demo classes for free. So now let's get started. In this session, we will be solving problems related to the topics that we have covered so far in this module, which is conditional statements. So in this module, we learn conditional statements and its type. Today, we will be solving problems related to these so that it will help you to clear all the doubts that you might have so far. Okay. So let's first have a look at the problems we have over here. So in front of me, we have 5 problems. We will be solving all of them one by one. So let's have a look. Okay. So here our first question says write a program to check if a number is positive. Okay. So we have to give a condition to check whether a number is positive. Okay. First of all, let's create a variable. I'm calling it a number, num. Or we can write the whole thing as well. Number is equals to we're talking about positive and negative, so I'll take first number as -7. Okay, I'll give a condition over here as we're talking about conditional statements. The question is very simple, that we have to check if a number is positive. Only one statement is required, that is if number. How to check if a number is positive or not? All the numbers that are greater than 0 are positive numbers and all the numbers that are smaller than 0 are negative numbers. So if a number is greater then 0. In that condition, we will print number is positive. So here it's done. Let's run and see what happens. Nothing happens because our number is not positive. Let's say instead of -7, I'll only write 7 and run this program. It says number is positive. So previously the number was not positive because it was -7. Now it is positive. That's why it's printing it that the number is positive. Okay, we can also use our shorthand if method over here. So for that, we only need to write if number is greater than 0. In that condition, print number is positive. Let's run and see. So in both the cases, it should write number is positive. I'll write one of them is capital N so that it will be easy for you to differentiate which one is which one. And if I run it, it gives me number is positive and small n number is positive. That means both our statements are working. So it is totally up to you whichever method you want to go with. If you want to write if and then print in a different line, or if you want to use the shorthand if statement method, then you can use this method as well. So this is our next question where we are going to write a program to check whether a number is odd or even. To check whether a number is odd and even, we will be taking help of our conditional statements. So we know that a number can be either odd or even. If it is odd, it cannot be even, and if it is even, it cannot be odd. So we will be using our if-else statement over here. First of all, let's create a variable number. Number is equals to 34, let's say, and I'll be writing a condition that if, first of all, if, then whatever our condition is. Now, how can we say if our number is odd or even? To check if a number is odd or even, we will use a modulus sign over here, that if our number, let's say 34, when divided by 2 gives the remainder 0, in that condition we will print it is an even number. So we all know that if a number when divided by 2 gives the remainder 0, then it is an even number, because all the even numbers are the multiples of 2. So whenever they will be divided by 2, it will give us the remainder 0. So here we have written if number when divided by 2 gives the remainder 0, it is an even number. Else, with else, we never write any condition and directly we can print it is an odd number. Now let's run our program and see how does it works. Okay, our number is an even number. At the same time, if I write 33 or 333 and run this program, it tells me it is an odd number, because once we divide 333 by 2, it will not give us a remainder 0, it will give us a remainder 1, which is not an even number. Okay. There is another method of doing it, that is our shorthand if-else method. Let's have a look on shorthand if-else method. So shorthand if-else statement. How shorthand if-else statement will be used? We will be writing print. What we are going to print? Print it is an even number when it will be printed if number divided by 2 is equal to 0. Okay. Else we will print it is an odd number. Now let's run and see. So for the shorthand method, I will also print over here that this is method. So let's run and see. This is shorthand method. Our shorthand method also says that it is an odd number, and our method that we normally use also says that it is an odd number. At the same time, if I switch it to any even number, let's say 56, and run it, both our methods will tell us that it is an even number. With the shorthand if-else statement method, it also tells us that it is an even number. So we have solved this problem with both the methods. Now let's hop on to next problem. So this is our question number 3, which says to write a program to create a mini calculator. So let's create a mini calculator. To create a mini calculator, we need two numbers over here, one number 1 and another number 2, and we will be applying mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division onto those two numbers. Okay. For the mathematical applications, we will be asking for the user input as well, that if they want to add, subtract, multiply or divide. So first of all, let's start with printing mini calculator over here. So I'm going to write print mini calculator. Okay. We will be asking for the operations they want to do, or we can first ask for the numbers they want to do, you want to use. Okay. So number 1 is equals to, you can take the input in integer or float according to your choice. I will be taking it in float because while dividing it throws in errors. So here I will be using float. Input, enter a number here. Num2 is equals to float. Input, enter another number here. Once we have got both of these numbers, we will be asking the user that what operations they want to apply on these two numbers. So choice is equals to, first of all, let's give them the choices, that print, and I'll be using triple quotations over here for writing our choices. So I'll write press 1 for addition, press 2 for subtraction, press 3 for multiplication, and press 4 for division. Right? Once we have given these 4 choices to the user, we will be asking for the input. So choice is equals to int. Now the choices is 1, 2, 3, 4. Very clear, it's an integer. So I'll be writing int. Input, enter your choice from 1 to 4. Right? We have used integer over here because choices are from 1 to 4. We don't need a float over here. That's why we are using integers over here. Now, depending on the choice of the user, whether they want to use addition, they want to do subtraction, multiplication and division, depending on their choice, we will be giving this conditional statement. that what happens if they choose 1, what happens if they choose 2, what happens if they choose 3 and 4, right? So let's start with if statement. Here it is, I guess it is very clear to you all that here we will be using if, elif, else statement. So if choice is equal to 1, that if a person chooses 1, in that condition what we will do, we will print the addition of number 1 and number 2. So print number, or we can also write over here the addition of two numbers is, and I'll put a comma in between and write over here number 1 plus number 2. You can store it in a variable and then use it as well. Totally choice is up to you. So if you want to do it in this way, that sum is equals to number 1 plus number 2, and instead of writing whole thing over here, instead of writing whole thing over here, we can simply write sum. I think this looks more aesthetic. So if choice is equals to 1, we will be printing the sum of the two numbers for them. Elif, now for the second choice, second condition, we will be writing elif. So elif choice equals to, in that condition, we will write over here, so I'll create any variable, let's say. So subtract is equal to number 1 minus number 2. Okay, and print the subtraction of two numbers is, I put a comma and write subtract. Similarly, elif choice is equals to 3. So next is our multiplication, that we need to multiply the two numbers. Again, I'm gonna create a variable called as product. That product is equals to number 1 multiply by number 2, and we will print over here that multiplication, or we can write the product of two numbers is, I'll put a comma in between and write our variable product. Similarly, I'll do the same elif. I'm not writing else over here because people might make mistake, they might misunderstood things and write any other number other than 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm leaving else for that. So elif choice is equals to 4. That is our division. So division is equals to number 1 divided by number 2. So here we will be writing print the division of the two numbers is, I'll put a comma in between and write division here. And lastly, the else, that if someone writes anything other than 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so in that condition we will print for them invalid input. Now I guess my program is done, and let's run it and have a look on it. It says enter a number here. Let's say I'm writing 24. I want to subtract it, so I'll remove 4 from it. And what are the operators that I want to use on it? So I want to subtract, and I'll write 2. It gives me the subtraction of two numbers is 20.0, 20.0. Why? Because we have used a float. Yes, it's giving us the correct output. Let's try it with another number. I'll run the code, enter a number here, 3. Enter another number here, let's say 5. 3 times 5 is 15. We know that. Let's see if our program also knows that. Yes, 3 times 5 is 15. Next, I'll run the code once again, and this time I'm going to divide. So 10, and 10 when divided by 2 give the quotient 5. So let's write 4 over here. And yes, the division of the two numbers is 5. And lastly, let's check for addition as well. My number is, let's say, 12. Another number is 8. We know that 12 plus 8 is 20. Let's see if our computer knows it as well. Yes, so our program is working perfectly fine. This is how we can create a mini calculator. You can ask for the user input from the for the numbers from the user. Then you can ask them what operation they want to apply on it. You can switch the places of these things. You can, if you want, you can ask for the operations first, then ask for the user input. So it is totally up to you what operations you want to do on it and where you want to put on. And we can use multiple statements over here like if, elif, 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 and else. So yes, it's another example of how we can write if, elif, else statement. I hope this question was clear to you. So if it is clear, let's quickly hop on to another question. So in this question number 4, we can see it says that write a program to check whether the past letter is a vowel or not. So we know all the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. All we need to do is write a condition to check whether a letter that is written by us or we have taken it as an input from the user is a vowel or not. So in this case, I will just take a letter. Letter is equals to A. For checking if this letter is present inside A, E, I, O, U or not, I will be writing a condition that if letter A, so letter in A, E, I, O, U. So what we need to do, we just need to check that if the letter is in A, E, I, O, U, we will print it is vowel. If it is not there, that means else, we will print it is not vowel. Now let's run and see. It says it is a vowel. At the same time, if I write any alphabet like Z, it says it is not a vowel because it is not there in A, E, I, O, U. So any letter that is there in A, E, I, O, U will get that it is a vowel, while any letter which is other than A, E, I, O, U will get it is not a vowel. Okay. This was our question number 4 and I hope you understood it. I guess now conditional statements are much more clear to you because so far we have done many questions on it. Moving ahead, we have like one last question which is on conditional statements, and I hope all your doubts are also cleared after solving these questions. Our last final question on conditional statement says that write a program to check if a number is a single digit number, 2-digit number, and so on up to 5 digits. Okay, so we have to check if a number that is given by the user, is it a single number, it is a double digit number, is it a triple digit number, 4-digit number, 5-digit number. So up to 5 digits we have to check. So here we will take a variable called as number. Number is equals to, let's say as of now our number is 13. We will start with giving the conditions over here. Our first condition would be if condition, and what condition we will be writing, how we will decide if a number is a single digit number. So we all know that all the numbers which are greater than and equal to 0 are a single digit number, which that should also be smaller than and equal to 9. So all the number more than 0 and 0 itself and less than 9 and 9 itself are the single digit number. So we will be writing a condition over here that if a number is greater than and equal to 0 and a number is smaller than and equal to 9, in that condition we will print that number is a single digit number. And if our next condition would be for the 2-digit numbers, we all know all the 2-digit numbers starts from 10 and ends on 99. So if our number is greater than and equal to 10 and our number is smaller than and equal to 99, in that condition we will print number is a double digit number. Similarly, elif, so we have to do it up to 5 digits. 3-digit numbers are starts from 100, ends on 999. So number is greater than and equal to 100 and our number is smaller than and equal to 999. In that condition, we will be printing number is a 3-digit number, right? Similarly, we'll be doing for the 4-digit number that LF number is greater than and equal to 1000 and so end here indicates that it should satisfy both the condition. The number should also be greater than 1000 and should be smaller than 9999. So it should be smaller than and equal to 9999. Okay, in that condition we will print number is a 4-digit number. And lastly, our else. So if it is not 1, 2, 3, 4, so as we are taking the example of up to 5 digits only, so we will be assuming that okay, the user or the person is also going to give it up to 5 digits. So else directly we will print that our number is a 5-digit number. Okay. So let's run the program and see. So right now the number is 13. 13 is a double-digit number. A 1 at the same time, if I write 113, 113 and run it, it's a 3-digit number. If I keep it as 1 only, it is a single-digit number. If I write 1111 and run it, it tells us that it is a 4-digit number. Similarly, if I add another 1 to it, it tells me that it is a 5-digit number. So our program is done where we just had to write a number and check if it was a single-digit number, double, triple, 4 or up to 5-digit numbers. So these were some problems that we solved in our conditional statements. I hope all your doubts are now clear. In our next session, we will be talking about loops. We will be starting with a new topic. Loops is, let's say, another one of my favorite topic, and yes, it has vast applications in Python. So stay connected and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.